Tonight on Missing Persons Unit, before she disappeared, JayDee spent hours talking to strangers on internet chat sites.
So there's 2 girls there?
Now, after 4 torturous weeks, the 14-year-old's been spotted having coffee.
I'm very scared that she might put herself in danger.
In Melbourne, the heartache is almost over.
There he is.
Veronica Green's daughters meet their brother for the first time.
What a bonus. We now have our, full biological brother.
But will this reunion bring their mum out of hiding?
It'd be absolutely beautiful to see that.
And the body found at a favourite family holiday spot.
No, there's not much to save you in there.
Is this computer connector the clue the police are looking for?
Where does this fit?
And drama in the New South Wales bush outside Wollongong. On the hunt for 65-year-old James McGrath, police face one of their toughest searches yet.
It's that thick we could walk straight past him, wouldn't even know he was there.
Good morning, everyone.
It's another busy week ahead at the Missing Persons Unit.
It has taken 15
Their current workload has increased by another 20 cases overnight.
Gary, I'm going to give this to you to follow up. 65-year-old male from Wollongong.
Senior Constable Gary Melchiori gets the case of retired marathon runner James McGrath. He headed out for his daily walk on Friday. That was 72 hours ago, and no one has seen him since.
He's taken his dog for a walk in the morning and didn't return home.
Andy, do we have an update on the JayDee case?
It's 3 weeks since she has made contact.
Senior Constable Andy Drummond continues his search for 14-year-old runaway JayDee.
And we're a little bit concerned about her, so we're still making some inquiries.
And forensic specialist Liza Brown gets the baffling case of an unidentified body.
Liza, any updates?
We've tried South Australia, Victoria. Today we'll be trying Queensland.
The body of a middle-aged man was washed up on the banks of the Murray River weeks ago, and no one has claimed him.
Somebody's got to be missing him.
In the case of Veronica Green, I'm happy to say there has been some good news.
In the ongoing case of missing Victorian mum Veronica Green, her daughters Jackie and Penny have found the brother their mum gave away at birth. Their first ever meeting with him is just days away.
And I hope Mum is watching. All right, have a good day.
OK.
In the case of missing schoolgirl JayDee, Andy Drummond is still no closer in his search for the 14-year-old.
Initial report, she was missing on the 26th of September, so it's getting close to a little bit over 3 weeks. Without a character, she hasn't returned back yet, because she obviously hasn't got any money, so it's a possibility someone is taking advantage of her.
Last week, we picked up on the search for JayDee, missing for almost a month.
He was probably 35. What?
Waiting at home for the teenager to call has been a nightmare for her mum, Retha.
Does she look familiar to you?
So she joined police in the search for her young daughter.
If only I knew what she was wearing,
After a city sighting,
These are the street side cameras.
Retha and Detective John Cosgrove ploughed through CCTV footage hoping to spot JayDee. But no luck.
As strong as she thinks she might be, you're not strong in the city.
I'm just going to ask some questions about your friend JayDee.
Then JayDee's best friend Rachel gave them a lead.
When was the last time you spoke to her?
Last Thursday, when I bumped into her in Burwood.
With a fresh sighting of the teenager, today the hunt is about to intensify in Burwood, in Sydney's west.
I really miss you a lot. Please let the police know where you are. We need to know that you're safe at least. We want to help you, whatever difficulties you have. Please come home.
And back at the Missing Persons Unit, the day just got a whole lot busier for Andy Drummond.
Down around the escarpment area of Wollongong?
Yep.
So basically, what's the situation down there, boss? Is he still missing, is he?
Yeah, still missing, and there are search teams in the bush.
OK, right.
In the escarpment. We're concentrating on the sort of south from the command post today,
After 3 days, police and volunteers have stepped up their search for the missing 65-year-old grandfather.
They did their search in the northern end of the command post yesterday. Now they're going to concentrate on the southern end. So
Okay.
at this stage, they've got the media advised. They've got. I'll confirm if they've got poly up and running with the thermal imaging, and we'll see how we go.
Okay.
They're still searching. Okay.
We'll get kitted up and head down there.
Okay.
And the fact James is lost without his medicine is a real worry.
It's a high-risk case because of him being of age that he is and suffering from dementia.
Gary's also concerned because James was last seen wandering in an area potted with abandoned mine shafts.
It's very dangerous around that area. Particularly now he's been missing for a couple of days. There's definitely cause for concern.
After the recent sighting of JayDee, detectives are ramping up the search for the missing 14-year-old.
We understand through our inquiries to date that JayDee was sighted in and around the Westfield cafe or coffee shop.
JayDee was seen in Burwood, so Detective Senior Constable John Cosgrove has asked local police for help.
We understand she may be keeping company with a fellow by the name of Sam. The information we have and we can't confirm is possibly drives a Subaru, maybe a WRX, white or yellow.
After almost 4 weeks without word from her daughter, Mother Retha is at her wits' end.
I'll be very interested to know if she's alone or if she's with somebody. That would be important to me. Just trying to find out where she is.
She may not want to return home, but if she's in good health, we'd certainly like to put her in contact with Mum and go from there. Thanks for your assistance.
I'm very scared that she might put herself in danger, obviously.
In Burwood, a large police task force hits the streets to continue its search for the 14-year-old schoolgirl, now missing for a month.
I mean, this was a prominent place to get them to try and put the poster up. Can I have one of those? For sure. Does she know it? Absolutely.
We're just making some inquiries.
Even with all the police resources used on this case, there's still no sign of JayDee.
Seems to be hanging out with a boy, about 19-year-old.
But just as it looks like JayDee's escaped the police net again,
This missing person here,
there's an
JayDee.
unexpected flash of hope.
Whether you may have seen him.
His name is like yesterday, sitting out here.
Okay. Do you mind if we go upstairs and have a look through the footage? That might help us identify this young girl.
Yeah, you're more than welcome.
Okay, well, the footage is upstairs, is it?
If she was here, she would have been recorded on the restaurant's security cameras.
There it is, that's it. So there's 2 girls there? She's one on the right.
How long do you reckon she was seated there for?
Half an hour.
Is or isn't this JayDee?
I'm not sure. I think she's too.
4:38.
The video is blurred. The girl's face is not clear.
No, she's got attitude. I think this girl is thinner than JayDee is. If I look at her legs and how she looks in the school clothes. But I can't be sure. It's been a month. You don't know what actually happened in this month, to be honest.
Meanwhile, on the outskirts of Wollongong, a big team of police, SES and rural fire officers continue their search for James McGrath.
Let's go up to the set of caves that are in the cliff line up here. Apparently it's pretty well known to locals, so might have taken refuge there overnight.
Yeah, I'm with Team 1. We're in unison for all okay.
CP to search Team 1.
At search headquarters, several kilometres away,
Team 1.
Yeah, can you give us a
Sergeant
update
Emmanuel
on what areas
Vasosa
you've covered
checks
with
progress of the searches, combing an area full of abandoned mine shafts.
Complete all the cliff areas underneath Broker's Nose, all caves and holes checked.
Yeah, CP, copy that.
Inspector Taylor, my name's Senior Constable Drummond from Missing Persons. That's
Meanwhile, Gary and Andy receive a fresh update from Search Commander Inspector Chris Taylor.
He was seen 9:30 a.m. on the day that he disappeared at the bottom of this track.
They mentioned of any unused mine shafts or he may have fallen into or wandered into?
They've all been examined where they've been located, and as yet nothing's been found there.
But the real problem now is James's state of mind.
He would have above average fitness for his age, even though he's 65. But because of his medical condition, that would now start to be having an impact on what he's able to do, how he's able to reason, and those sorts of things.
He's now missed out on 3 days of medication, which suppresses his anxiety. He'd be scared, plus he hasn't eaten for the 3 days. That alters his blood sugar levels, which increases confusion on top of his Alzheimer's and the lack of medication. So everything starts playing against him.
Back on the streets of Burwood, the hunt hots up for 14-year-old JayDee.
Young girl may have changed her appearance.
It's a tough job because these photos are a year old and police believe she's changed her appearance.
She's also dyed her hair blonde, that we believe.
Very familiar.
She'd be with a boy that's older, about 19.
Police still think JayDee's friend, Sam, is the key to finding her.
I'll put it up somewhere, yeah.
Fantastic.
No worries, guys.
Thanks very much.
Hope you find it. So young, eh?
Thanks, George. Thanks for your help.
Back on the outskirts of Wollongong...
Yeah, so there's caves up on this little spur there, and we've done that one because it was near that stanchion. But this one we haven't done.
These guys really know the area.
Yeah.
Because of his mental health problems, time is fast running out for the 65-year-old grandfather.
Search team 3, boy.
There you go.
Search team 3, just a welfare check. How's everybody going?
Yeah, team 3, possible ETA in the hour.
We've got the lifeline chart, and it monitors our missing person's condition as our search progresses.
Sergeant Fasosa's expertise tells him that James's physical condition must be approaching critical.
On day 1, you can see here, when he went missing, he's very mobile. Day 2, yesterday, certain things have started to creep up as far as conditions concerned. Anxiety's come in, mobility probably be decreased. And then day 3, where we are now, there's more concern as far as welfare is concerned. Body heat's down, fatigue is set in, there's dehydration, and we'll just keep monitoring it and doing an assessment as the day continues.
He could very well be in a coma. He could be hypothermic. The therapeutic effects of the medication will have worn off, so he's going to be battling that condition. From tomorrow, the concerns change dramatically. They start getting a little bit more dangerous and a little bit more serious.
Hoping for a break in the long search for missing teenager JayDee, Mike and Matt from Burwood Police returned to a cafe where they left her missing poster that morning.
She was sitting just out on one of the tables outside just having lunch. One of the other workers said that he's pretty sure, positive, he's seen her sitting up near the bus station.
Oh, okay.
Just up here. So.
It's the third sighting of JayDee in as many days.
It's her eyes that give it away. She was facing us, she was sitting facing us. So.
Yeah. Thanks very much for your help.
The street canvass has worked and the net is closing in. If she shows up here again, police will get a tip-off immediately.
Got a lot of good information out of today. With the assistance of the Burwood Police, we've spoken to a number of the shop owners around here, throughout Westfields and up at Burwood Road. And look, we think we're fairly confident to say that through some of the shop owners that JayDee was probably here yesterday morning, probably into the afternoon.
JayDee, when you see this, won't you please let us know where you are? Let us know if you're okay. You don't have to come home if you don't want to. You can call the police. Please come back home anyway. I really miss you. Just tell us what's going on, please, okay?
In the forest outside Wollongong, there's still no news in the search for grandfather James McGrath.
There's a few people that have
fallen in the mountains and broken legs and limbs, and we've had to sort of locate those people. We get a lot of trail bikes through the area too, so you do get a lot of people that's either lost or injured in the mountain.
Rural Fire Officer Warren Robinson has been in this position many times before. If anyone can find James, he can.
It's been over 3 days now that it's quite obvious that he's going to be suffering with dehydration if he hasn't carried water and those sort of things. So, and it would be more colder tonight because I don't think he's dressed with any heavy coats and that on. So I'd say that, you know, you'd start to feel it if you're still out there now.
With nightfall closing in, Warren is racing against the clock, using his local knowledge to focus the search on key areas.
I've sort of advised the police of all the different roads and tracks and caves and all those types of things where people would walk and head through. Down on the bottom here, it's just a lot of very heavy area. There's a few culverts around and drains that go where people could slip over the side.
And that's the biggest fear, that without food or his medicine, James may have become disoriented, even fallen down a mine shaft.
If he has fallen over and taken an attack or something like that, he has dropped into the vegetation. It is very thick. It hasn't had fires through this area for 30 or 40 years that I know of. And quite obvious it's that thick that if you slipped over the edge, you wouldn't see him. You could walk straight past him, wouldn't even know he was there.
In the search for 14-year-old JayDee, Detective John Cosgrove has finally put a face to a friend called Sam.
We need to speak to him. There's a young girl, a missing girl, 14-year-old Australian girl, who's a friend of his. So maybe
John's information is that Sam's real name is Ali and that he's staying at this boarding house in Surrey Hills.
I think he might be from Iran or Afghanistan.
They don't recognise the photo, but John hopes Ali, or Sam, is still asleep inside.
We're just trying to find a young boy. This boy. Do you know this boy?
No, I don't know this boy.
Mate, have you seen this boy at all?
No.
OK. All right, guys, thank you.
No joy. A month of searching and still no sign of her.
We certainly haven't hit a dead end. We've got to make these inquiries and, you know, if we can discount certain things, we're probably a bit closer to finding JayDee, you know, but we've got to go through the process and exhaust all avenues.
Back in the search for 65-year-old James McGrath, police are now checking caves for any sign of him.
Cave here doesn't look like it's been used for a while. Used by the locals fairly regularly, but all this rubbish is fairly week, 2 weeks old. So yeah, it looks like he hasn't been through here.
Still no luck, and it's nearly sunset.
Team 2 to CP.
And the job to find James gets even harder when their walkie-talkies drop out.
Looks like our comms are down in the gully.
But then, from deep in the forest, they hear a distant cry.
We've heard a call. We're just trying to figure out if it's an echo off another team or it's a genuine call, so we're just going to search the area, see what we've got. I'll get back to CP and see if they've got another team in the area.
Unable to contact the other teams, they begin tracking the voice through the scrub. At the end of another long day, Detective Cosgrove is becoming even more frustrated.
I guess we look at it from a worst-case point of view. You know, anything down for a homicide, a sexual assault or abduction, until such time we can locate JayDee and account for her whereabouts. We have to look at it from that worst-case scenario and take all actions and endeavour to find her.
At the Missing Persons Unit, forensic specialist Liza Brown has begun her investigation on the body recovered from the Murray River.
Orby Detectives, Peter on speaking.
Hi, it's Senior Constable Liza Brown from the Missing Persons Unit in Sydney. How are you going?
Good, thanks. How are you?
All they know is that the body is a middle-aged man, so police can only rely on Liza's forensic skills to identify the remains.
At this point, we're coming down first thing tomorrow morning for the post-mortem. We're pretty confident that once all the forensic procedures that we're looking at employing over the next few days are finalised, that we'll hopefully get a good result and return the person to their family.
Liza arrives with forensic dentist Dr. Chris Griffiths to help identify the body washed up on the banks of the Murray River.
Liza Brown, how are you?
Better on, Liza.
Local Albury detectives, Peter Owen and Paul Stairs, have been working on the case for almost 2 weeks.
We believe it's a male between late 50s, early 60s. The body was fully clothed, 172 centimetres, we believe. We've located the deceased here, snagged to a tree.
Right.
Now, this area is pretty close to the Albury CBD area. It's probably only about 700 metres downstream.
Sure. No motor vehicles been abandoned in the local parks or...?
There are some people, homeless people, that do camp by the river. We've managed to account for all of those as well.
So, with no locals missing and no identification on the body, police divers are called in to search the river for clues.
We're hoping that perhaps if the body did go in there, that perhaps he's dropped something out of his pockets or they've become snagged as well and other snags that are there.
But rising river levels will make it difficult for divers to pinpoint exactly where the man fell in.
You know, there's been a steady increase of almost a metre, so it's really going quite swiftly at the moment.
With divers still hours away, the team's best hope is if local campers stumble across belongings the man may have dropped on the bank. Back in Sydney, Detective Cosgrove gets the call from JayDee's mum that he's been hoping for.
Good, thanks for you.
That's good. I hear you've got some good news.
Oh, gosh, yeah, I'm starting to work already.
After hiding from police for a month, JayDee's conscience got the better of her. She returned home.
Now, what we want to do is just come down, have a quick chat to JayDee this morning. How does that sound?
Oh, that'll be excellent, because I need the help. She's a bit wild.
If she'd contacted Mum earlier, and it would have alleviated the family's concerns a lot. You know, Mum's been at a wit's end. It's been over a month now.
Back in Albury...
Did you say there was any clothing or...
Forensic dentist Chris Griffiths begins his investigation by creating a profile of the dead man.
Could you work out any kind of socio-economic group from the type of clothing that was worn or the labels on the clothing? Or
It's reasonable sort of clothing. We had the jewellery looked at. It was a bracelet that you would buy from a jeweller. But the digital watch that he had on was a type that you would buy from a gas station or you know, a variety store or some type.
With the bracelet and watch not revealing any secrets...
This bloke's had a huge amount of dental work.
Dr Griffiths turns to the X-rays taken by the pathologist when the body was first recovered.
if you look at a dentition, it's a bit like if you're looking at the age of a car. You can tend to age an individual from the wear and tear on their teeth over a period of time. You know, if someone's got 4 implants at $3,000 a throw, you know, they're probably not, you know, they're reasonably wealthy.
Dr Griffiths can already confirm Detective Stairs' suspicion that the man is about 55 and his extensive dental work indicates he was well off.
We'll take a whole lot of, you know, dental x-rays, which are slightly, you know, a lot more accurate than these.
It's probably a good idea if we head down to the mortuary and go see what we can find down there, if you guys are happy with that.
Yeah.
It's going to be a tough one.
John Cosgrove and Guy Flaherty have arrived at JayDee's home, anxious to confirm that after a month on the streets, she is okay.
Hello. Oh, hi, Rita.
She's back at last. At least I know she's safe, you know, and all that kind of stuff.
She's still here now?
She's still...
We're hoping to have a quick chat and
Yep.
just make sure everything's all right.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Okay.
JayDee? I'll go fetch her for you.
It's a delicate situation, one that John and Guy have experienced before. But they need to know JayDee has not been taken advantage of. To find out what happened in the last month, they need to handle this angry teenager with patience and care.
JayDee, how are you? Listen, I understand you're having a few words with Mum. We're not here to arrest you, sweetie, OK?
I'm saying if you wanted, then do it.
No, listen, I've got nothing to arrest you for, OK?
Tell my mum I'm going out, so she buys a bunch of coppers over.
OK.
But someone's stuffing it up for me.
Yeah.
You.
All right. Do you mind if we have a quick chat to you for a couple of minutes?
There are a number of detectives that put a lot of time into
They're not very good,
you.
are they? They didn't find me.
They are.
But confronted by an ungrateful teenager, it's going to be a long night for John and Guy.
We'll be able to pinch another scalpel off you with a new blade, would you? Oh, just a short handle one.
The job of identifying the body, washed up on the bank of the Murray, has moved to the mortuary, where Dr. Griffiths begins the autopsy.
So what we're doing, we're taking the radiographs, we're doing a physical dental charting where we write it down on the Interpol form, and we're taking these very accurate photographs too. The radiographic record is the most important record because we rely on the x-rays from the dentists that have treated this individual to match up with. This is the crown here and another crown on the canine. You're looking at probably $10,000 worth of work, then they're reasonably well off to be able to afford to have that disposable income.
When complete, the doctor's forensic map will be the blueprint police need to make an identification.
We'll be looking at the report that Dr. Griffiths is compiling at the moment from the teeth, so we can try and narrow down a list of possibilities who we might be looking for. Once we have a fingerprint, what makes this person unique, then we can try and track down relatives and do a comparison.
Back on the outskirts of Wollongong,
CP2 Search Team 1.
Rescue Coordinator Sergeant Emmanuel Vasosa and his team have been unable to locate the voice they thought was James McGrath's.
Yeah, just to let you know, we're now at Bulleye Beach. We'll have a quick look around the area and then we'll return back if that is all we're required to do.
Yeah, we've just completed all the cliff line from the bottom end of the cliff line all the way along.
As light fades on the mountain, so does hope of finding the 65-year-old alive.
Yeah, that's affirmative. Bulleye Beach is as far as you need to go. You can come back. Thank you.
It's a nightmare for James's desperate family.
I'd never want anyone to go through this, never. It's awful not knowing.
As the medical point person on scene, I go down and talk to them and keep in touch with them, arrange counselling and things, and then start preparing them at different stages for the likely outcomes.
But just as police prepare to call off the search, there's a breakthrough.
Just wait there. Okay. Found him.
A local man and his son have spotted James.
Kim and I decided to go and have a look on our own bat, and we got over the bit of the crest of the hill there, and we could hear
slight echo.
Echo like help, and we stood still for a while, and it happened again. So we sort of headed towards that way.
It's fantastic news, especially for his wife, Irene. Police know where James is, but have no idea what condition he's in.
Is somebody with it?
Yeah. Which way from the top of
With temperatures now falling, the rescue is becoming more critical by the minute. Down in Melbourne,
Wonder how he's going on his first flight.
in the 30-year case of missing mum Veronica Green,
I wonder if we'll recognise him.
her daughters Jackie and Penny are only moments away from meeting their long-lost brother Stephen
Landed, it's landed.
for the very first time.
I just feel emotional. I don't know why.
On the last program, Detective Senior Constable Helen Nugent, who spent 4 years looking for their mum Veronica, had some great news.
There is a male child born at that time.
Wow, yeah.
Helen found Jackie and Penny's brother. He was adopted out before the girls were even born, and their mum never told them. Adoption papers provided his name and address. And his sisters then Googled his phone number.
Hello?
Their brother wasn't home, but his other sister was.
Stephen John Slewinski.
Yep.
That's him?
So Penny made this plea to Stephen on the program.
Really looking forward to making contact with you, and I hope that you will find it in your heart to want to have contact with us.
And Stephen heard their plea, but it wasn't until his sisters wrote him this letter
I believe that we can learn from our past, but our future is up to us.
that he worked up the courage to call them.
How you going, Jackie? It's Stephen.
Hello.
So then, all three children agreed to meet for the first time, and still with the hope of finding their mum.
Are you excited?
It's going to be good fun, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I'm really looking forward to it.
I would love this to be a bigger reunion than just the brother, that we could find Mum, Veronica, and bring her back to the family fold as well.
In Melbourne,
let's go.
Stephen's plane has landed. Such an anxious moment for Veronica's daughters and grandson.
There he is. That's him, definitely.
46 years apart.
Definitely him.
And now their first meeting. Pieces of the puzzle Veronica left behind are finally falling into place. The resemblance is striking.
Oh, he laughed. The laugh.
Are you too? I'll see you side. I don't know.
And with this reunion, Stephen gets back the family that was snatched from
It's
him.
all good. Trust me. Hey? You'll hear some family stories and you'll go, no, it's all good.
Well, I couldn't even make it down in a 24-hour period.
Well, we weren't going to teach you about that until later on.
After 3 days searching, rescuers have finally reached 65-year-old grandfather James McGrath.
Everybody's been looking for you.
That's good. That's good.
At last, he's in safe hands.
But he looks terrible with all the mud on his face. And obviously he's been trying to drink.
But because of his dementia, James has no idea where he is.
I bet you it is.
You're in a place where you've never been before, and you just think...
Having wandered for 3 days in the bush, he's ended up little more than a kilometre from his own home.
It wasn't far. You almost made it.
Yeah.
Yeah, very close.
He's a bit of a champ,
I've
isn't he?
checked
Staying
him
with you all
out.
this
All
time.
his obs
Didn't
are
run away.
unremarkable. He's got a really good blood glucose, which I would expect to have been down. That's fine. Yeah. So all I've done is put up some fluids just to tidy things up. This will just give him an internal drink rather than external.
Yeah.
His heart's fine. Everything's fine. All right.
James is looking pretty good physically, but the rescuers aren't taking any chances.
All right, I need a Stokes later and we'll stretch him out as soon as you can.
But getting him to an ambulance before dark won't be easy. Back in Melbourne,
Come and meet your uncle and your auntie and your cousin.
for the children especially, it's been a long wait for Uncle Stephen. And like everyone, they're bubbling with joy.
To new beginnings.
Welcome. Is there anyone?
It's a time to celebrate. a time to remember. Jackie and Penny have put together an album full of memories for Stephen.
You got Dad's hands. Yeah.
Look at that.
His face looks like yours as well.
Just a ring.
So this is like he's like now, is it?
Yep, pretty much. Oh, it's a few years old, but yeah, that's pretty much Dad.
Shit,
Yeah. Look at the head of hair.
And as he turns the pages, he begins to unlock his past.
It's just so strong that it's mind-blowing.
How young Josh
How
looked
quick.
there.
Finally, Veronica's secret, the baby boy she loved but gave away, is out in the open.
Now they finally openly talk about Stephen, about how Mum never got over giving him up and agonised over it. And it really, you know, and you were her only son and that type of thing, and she regretted it.
And they now hope this reunion will also bring their missing mum back home.
All right, go on.
In Melbourne, at a barbecue to introduce Stephen to the rest of the family, his cousins just can't stop staring.
No, I was absolutely speechless. When I seen you?
I can understand that. There's weird little things I do, mannerisms, a tone of my voice and things like that. I don't know whether
But Stephen's presence also reminds the family of Veronica's absence.
It doesn't matter where you go, you always have a little look over your shoulder, thinking. Not every time you go out or anything, but you try to do something, you know, just have a look, just in case you might be watching the girls or something, you know.
Then, while everyone's getting to know each other, Stephen's real dad drops by to meet the son he never knew.
my natural father showed up today for a little while earlier, and I got to have a chat with him. He's not a bad bloke, he's a bit of a joker.
Stephen's dad, who looks just like his brother Bob, seen here, is not in good health, and so wanted their meeting to be private.
Sort of live in the same park. He just stared at me for a long time, and I asked him about the last day that he saw our mother, and yeah, he told me about that, just the straight up circumstances, you know, how she went to work, just drove the car to the station, went to work, and didn't make it, left work and didn't make it back, you know. He told me she was beautiful. He told me that, like, some days he's angry with her for not being here. You know, I can't understand it. And other days he's really passionate and sorry that she's not around. I haven't really got to what went on about me, if that makes any sense with him, you know. I told him there's plenty of time for that.
In the case of the unidentified body at police headquarters here in Albury, a local resident has turned in a major piece of evidence.
That's the backpack?
A backpack was found on the banks of the Murray River, and investigators believe it belongs to their unidentified victim.
Harry Potter book, Kleenex toilet tissues, glad bags, the foodstuffs.
Every item is a possible clue to who this man might be.
Had a map of Albury. These are all mouldy because we're assuming that the backpack's been sitting in the bush for a while, so it's probably got a bit wet.
The clothes inside the backpack are a good indication to his social status.
A blue parka, again, that's hard yakka. That's the type of pants he had on.
It's almost like a road worker or truck driver or...
Yeah.
Very much.
That's right.
But there's one item that seems out of place.
Like a computer.
And it may be the key to unlock this man's identity.
This is very strange because it doesn't fit in, because everything here sort of indicates a blue-collar worker, and then you see like a USB converter and you go, where does this fit? And it doesn't fit.
It's a real mystery.
Somebody's seen him wear that jacket, wear the shirts, the pants, just to sit there and say, oh no, it couldn't be. Throw it at us, let us look into it. We just want to find this person's life.
Back in the forest outside Wollongong, the ravines and rough terrain have made James McGrath's rescue a race against the fading light. For his scrambling family, the rescue is not over yet, but already the relief is obvious.
It makes you really appreciate all these support service, SES and the police. And
You going there, Jane?
Put your head there, guys.
You good?
Okay.
we'll walk together and that. We'll just see how he goes.
He's got the business class.
Business class. Way to go, way to go.
They make open ground at last, and full medical care is available.
Considering how long he's been out there, he looks pretty good health, and the dog was very loyal with him. So he's obviously, pretty good, strong survival skills.
Somebody else can do it. Watch the ditch. All right, we're just going to put it... Okay.
Yeah, fantastic result. Heading on towards 4 o'clock in the afternoon, sun's going down behind the mountain. Starting to get very cold out there. So I think family, police, SES, all the rescuers, everyone's just so relieved that he's been found.
We can't thank the police service and rescue squads enough. They've done so much for us, our family, and constant support, contact. So, yeah, they really worked hard for a good result. So, thanks a lot.
Back at Victoria's Missing Persons Unit, Helen Nugent has an encouraging lead. After our series last year, viewers phoned in with important information that could help her find Veronica Green.
Today I'd be appealing to anybody who's called before to ring me again, especially the lady who rang in regards to Nullarbor Plains. She's given some information, which I followed up. The old locals saw the program. They started talking amongst themselves, and they've all stated that about 25 years ago they saw Veronica there.
After 4 years, this case has become intensely personal for Helen, and she won't rest until she finds out what happened to this much-loved mum.
Veronica, I understand that you have your own life to lead, and you may have had reasons for going. But if you could perhaps just contact me even, and I can let your daughters know that you're okay, and that's where you want to be, and they'll be happy with that. As long as you're happy, they will be happy.
And despite being happily united, Veronica's children still need their mum to complete their family.
Your 3 children are together now and their families are together and we're enjoying each other's company and it's fantastic, and you're the missing link. You know, you've got to come home. Just come back and see what you're missing, and I'm sure you won't leave again. We love you, Mum. Come home.
Yeah, I've only filled up one chink in the girls' lives, and you're a lot bigger chink to fill up than I am, I think. You know? So, if you're out there, I think you better come and do the right thing by the girls.
It's never too late, Mum. We love you, and we want more than anything to have you in our life again. So please, if you see this, please come home.
Every year, over 30,000 people go missing. Have you seen 19-year-old Lisa Brown, last seen in Perth, WA, in 1998? Or 41-year-old David Fletcher, missing from McGill, South Australia, in 2004. And 14-year-old Amanda Robinson, who disappeared from Swansea, New South Wales, in 1979. If you have any information, please call 1800 333 000.